because the Muslims were heavy in Delaware. You know what I mean?
This is like what building quality?
This is, at this point in time, this is like, this is Billy Quality, Bill Gaw, right? Now that's what I was first getting my knowledge, but as I came back later on, because Delaware had different times, you know, the final time in Delaware was when I had the kingdom. That's when you had a Law Life staying with me.
A Law Life
from Medina. Everybody know a Law Life.
Okay, yeah, it's a little short. A Law Life.
Yeah,
oh, that's my man,
my brother.
Yeah.
Shakira, who was the father's grandbaby.
Okay, I know of her. I don't know her present.
Little Shakira, their daughter. Little Amath, my man. Love Amath to death. Born Master from Power. Princess, his Earth. And their seat.
Not peace, but you said Princess.
Yeah, so this, like I said, this was when I had the kingdom in Delaware. So you had Allah Life, Shakira, Little Shakira, ALR, Born Master from Power, Princess, his Earth, their son I Master. You had Supreme, who was my student, and you had me. So you're talking about all of these people staying in a one-bedroom apartment, okay? Living room couch opens up to a bed, but there was so many people there, I didn't stay there. I stayed with my old Earth out in Newark. So they stayed in Clifford Brown Walk, Seaborn Wisdom, what we used to call it, Walk. And
this is the late Bill Cyphers.
This is like, God, this is the late Bill Cyphers. No, Pawn South. This is the late Born Cyphers into the early Wisdom Cyphers of Delaware. Okay, that's when I had the kingdom. That's when the guards used to come from Power, Born Mecca, Now Why, wherever. If you went to Delaware, you was coming to my crib. You see what I mean? That's when between Build Equality and the late, I would say about Born Power. Mostly anybody in Wilmington that was getting knowledge was getting educated either by me or the God Born Infinite. Okay, and then when Born Master came, Born Master started educating brothers too. But the thing is that during that time, the Muslims used to be up on Market Street heavy every Saturday.
And these Muslims are
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam. And you said, and now we're referring back to the late Bill Cyphers.
Right.
Okay.
Like this is just around Bill Powell.
Oh, Bill Powell. Okay.
Bill Powell, Bill Equality. Yeah, because let me think. No, Pawn Self Guard. This is like Bill Powell up to 2000.
So that's like a 15-year period.
Yeah. Because I had been in and out of Delaware for a while. I went to high school in Delaware. Then I went down to Del State, where I met a lot of guards. I'm Pawn Self. I went down to Wesley College, which is in Dover, Delaware, which they now call Divine, that I named. And I met a lot of guards, especially my brother Khalid out at Del State and Original Seed. And from there, I went to Morgan State. Morgan State is when we started having ciphers on campus, when the guards really became active. And at one point in time, there was like 20-something guards and nurses on campus and in the surrounding neighborhoods. I just built with the guard Kareem yesterday, man. One of the brothers I gave knowledge to that I'm so proud of, because these are brothers that took the knowledge, taught their earths, taught their families, their babies know the knowledge. They started their own businesses, and they're doing their thing. And then after that, God, is when I actually came back to Delaware, and that's when I had the kingdom. I had met Allah Life and Shakira up at the cookout in Power. But back to the story about the Muslims. We used to go up to Market Street in Delaware, like on Saturdays. We used to see all of the Muslims up there, you know, they selling the papers and they got the bean pies. Me, Allah, Life, and Supreme used to go up there, peace, God. Used to go up there and go, and they used to be like, peace, brother, you want to such a, we like, no. How you see today's mathematics? They used to be like, what? I said, you up here selling all these bean pies, you got newspapers, you got all this stuff to get commerce, but what happened to teaching our people? How do you see today's mathematics? So the Muslims used to always point us to the head Muslim that was out there, to the captain or lieutenant. And then we used to end up building with them. They didn't even know today's mathematics.
Because that's not what they deal with. Though.
Right. But I bet you by the time we was done coming up there a few Saturdays, they knew what it was. And they knew who we were, which was the whole point. If you're going to be up here doing this with our people, you need to be teaching them something too. Not just getting their money or selling bean pies in newspapers.
I mean, did they at least know any lesson like the 1 to 10?
Oh, the lieutenant or captain, he knew, you know, he would know certain degrees.
Certain degrees
In 120. But the thing is that they really had not much of a build upon it, meaning they couldn't break it down. Because the Muslims, unfortunately, they deal with a lot of just the wisdom. The captains and lieutenants deal with the knowledge and understanding. But most of them, if they're not going through 120, see, Elijah had made it so that everybody had to know it, and you had to be on point and know what you was talking about. It's not like that no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So Elijah returning God power, right? And then by this time, you talk about Baal power 10 years later, like they not really.
If Mecca did this.